Good morning, YouTube. How are you? I am okay. I don't feel as bad as I did yesterday, but I feel as bad as I did yesterday. Yesterday, my whole throat was hurting. Now, just one side of my head, the sinuses on one side. I know what it is. My adenoids are swollen. This happens every time I'm out, and it gets really, really humid. I don't like it. But there's not much I can do about it, because I don't take medication unless I absolutely have to. And even then, I don't like to take it. It's probably a byproduct of all the years of smoking. And I mean years. I smoked from the time I was 18 to the time I was 45. So what is that? 27 years? It's a long time. And at the end, I was a three-pack a day, man, before I switched to vaping. Man. Well, it's about 6:30. I just got through pre-tripping the truck, checking the load. Looks like she survived a heavy storm last night. We got hammered here. We didn't get much big hail. We got some little hail, but not the big stuff. I don't know what happened back home, but I am going to see if I can find out later. I do know the winds were strong enough they were rocking the truck for a while. Felt like musical mariachi in here. But looks like it's only one corner. This corner up here, the tarp came unfurled. The bungee broke. So I guess that was a bad bungee. So I used my last bungee, literally the last bungee, to fix that spot so I can get up there. But hopefully it's about an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours away. It's 112 miles, 113 miles to get there. And once I get there, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get in the place. I looked on the internet, and there's a Lowe's next door. It looks like they're probably rebuilding an existing Target, or are they building another one where the old one used to be? I think I know where that Target was. And the only way in there is through the back of the Lowe's, I think. We shall have to see. I just hope it doesn't take me too long to get motivated and get it done when I get there. It'll take me probably 15-20 minutes just to get the tarps off because they're so high. And hopefully it'll probably take me 30 minutes to fold each one of them because they're so bleeding heavy, and they're going to be wet, and the ground's going to be wet. So I'll let you know. Hey YouTube, how you doing? And it's about 9:45. I've been here right at an hour, and they're almost done unloading. This is an interesting Target. The store is still open. They hadn't even started construction yet. They're going to be renovating it starting next week. And getting into this one was a little difficult. I thought I could pull in through the Lowe's next door, since the driveway went behind both stores, but you can't. You got to go down the street and come around through an office park. That's the truck entrance. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of used to weird entrances, though. Walmart's got a lot of weird ones from when I was driving for them. But pulled in, parked the truck, barely had the brakes off before a gang attacked the trailer, started taking the tarps off, pulling the bungees. By the time I had the ready call, the arrive call done, and wrote my mileage down, got my gloves and climbed out, they were already pulling the first tarp off and getting ready to fold it. Yeah, that was kind of cool. But I had to stop them and get them to show them how to fold it correctly. There was a couple of TMC trucks here when I got here, and then I guess those guys didn't care how their tarps are folded. They look like they're folded long ways. We fold ours pretty compactly. And then as I was pulling the straps, undoing them, they were yanking them off and rolling them up for me. That was awesome. And so I really didn't have all that much to do. And now I'm just waiting for them to get the rest of it off. They even picked up the tarps and put them in the tarp box for me. You know, my shoulder only hurts at this right now because of trying to roll the straps up that they didn't roll up and putting all my bungees away. So this is a good one. I got a pre-plan going to Fletcher, Oklahoma, and picking up gypsum board, lumber tarps, and taking that to Shreveport. So I guess my hope of going to Little Rock is shot, because it's got to be there early in the morning. Oh well, until they get me in to fix it, I'm just gonna idle. Now last night, I don't know if I talked about it, but last night I didn't have to idle very long. Truck got cold, I turned it off. Park Smart lasted about 15 minutes, maybe 20. Turned off, but I fell asleep and never woke up. I guess the rain cooled everything off enough that the humidity didn't really matter. But it was still really humid. It was 100% and like 70 something degrees when I drove up to get here, and the fog over Arbuckle was spectacular, really. I mean, you could see, but it was just beautiful. And as the sun was cascading through it, creating rainbows everywhere. So, got to take my bills out here. Looks like they got one stack left. Get them signed, get my empty call, and plan my trip to Fletcher. I'll check back with you. Oh, hey. Good evening, YouTube. How are you? I am completely and utterly exhausted. I have never been so tired that I can remember in a long, long time. It is about 8 o'clock, 8:15 in the evening, and I just shut down about 45 minutes ago, maybe an hour. It's taken me this long to be able to compose myself enough to be able to talk to y'all again. I think I told you earlier that I was going to Fletcher, Oklahoma to pick up some gypsum board and take that to Shreveport. And I decided to, before I left, I was going to go to Chick-fil-A and get something to eat because it was right there in the parking lot. And so I walked over there and get that. Well, while I was over there and heading back, they sent me a message disregarding my previous load plan and sending me a new load plan. You have to excuse me. I now have a sinus infection and I can't figure out why. The new load plan was to run empty down to Olney, Texas, which is about 198 miles or so from Edmond down 44, through Wichita Falls down 281 to 79, and come down here and pick up a load of aluminum and take that to Geneva, Alabama. Well, I can tell you this much: I'm still in Olney, and I'm out of hours. I got to Olney about 2:30 in the afternoon, and the next 5 hours was a nightmare. Straight up, about 4.5 hours. Long enough. And of course, I'm not going to get paid attention for it because it's not the shipper's fault. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's partially mine too, but that's here or there. This place does aluminum shapes, and the shapes that I have on my trailer right now are bleachers for a football stadium or a soccer stadium or something like that, a stadium, and they're going down there to be used in a high school, I think is what they said. Don't know, don't care at this point. The reason this load sucks so bad is not because of the mileage. The mileage is good. It's over 1,000 miles with the deadhead. It's 800. I think it pays $858 down there. It's going to take me $843 by the route that I've picked to get there. I might be wrong on what they're paying. I don't feel like looking. the problem is the way this place is set up. It's supposed to be a preloaded trailer, all well and good, and it was. I got here, the trailer was preloaded, and that's where the nightmare began. The first thing I had to do was move all the stuff from my trailer to the new trailer. But I could not back up my old trailer to the next to the new trailer and take the stuff off. I had to haul it about 60 feet. So I opted not to do that. I opted just to pick up my tarps and carry them over to the trailer and put them down. And because that was really all I was going to need. I mean, I'd have to get the wood and the other tarps off and put it on the trailer because the trailer that I was picking up didn't have any, and my friction mats. But they gave me the measurements for the dimensions, and I grabbed my canvas tarps, all three of them, and then I grabbed my steel tarps, which is what the planner told me I should use. Problem being, the load was too tall. So I had to take the steel tarps off, break out the world's hated lumber tarps, excuse me, and use those. Have I mentioned I hate lumber tarps? Ugh. But the real problem with this place is the fact that you have to wear a suspension harness when you're on top of the load. And I watched their safety video of about 6 minutes or whatever it was and put this thing on exactly the way I was supposed to and tightened it the way I was supposed to and all this. But every time I moved, it tried to choke the shit out of me. Excuse my language, but it did. I spent half my time reaching up here and pulling the thing away from my neck because it was literally trying to hang me. I mean, I could swear I was wearing it backwards, but I couldn't because all the clips were on the front. And it was tight everywhere else. It just kept trying to choke me. So, but you had to hook yourself up to go up, and then you took it off to get down because you couldn't walk around the ground with the thing still hooked to it because it hang on the load. And then while you're walking around, if you're not careful, things smack you in the back of the head. It must have hit me 5 times. Got a freaking headache. So the first thing I had to do was put down poly wrap on it, or sheets of plastic. They gave me those 2 big boxes, and that covered the whole load. And they did that because they say the customer is completely and utterly paranoid about moisture and damage. I'm sorry. These things are bleachers. If they're going to be outside, guess what? They're going to get wet. I mean, if they're going to be used inside a school instead of a gym instead of school, I can understand that. But guess what? They're not going to stay bright, whatever. I mean, granted, yeah, they want them to look good for a little while at least. So, I get it. But the way they wanted this thing done was insane. So I put down the poly wrap. And then I had to put down all 3 canvas tarps. And the canvas tarps did not cover the whole thing because it hangs off one end of the car. If I had 4, I'd be able to do it. But I couldn't. Then I got the lumber. Then I had tried the steel tarps. Had to take them off. I ended up getting them to put the lumber tarps up there with the forklift because there's no way I could lift those things 16 feet or whatever the hell it was all the way to the top. I got them up there and got them all laid out. The problem is the load itself is not level. It's got dips and valleys, and it's one side of the trailer is higher than the other side on one end, and of course, and then it's not the same length. So it's not a nice box. I'll take a load of gypsum over this any day. At least I know that the tarp will be level and even. So I got them on there. And got them all bungeed down. I used about 85 bungees because they were so particular about making sure everything is super, super tight where nothing can wave in the wind. And so this thing looks like a misshapen apple with saran wrap around it. And, I mean, it's going to move a little bit. But they say that even the slightest movement of the tarp damages the material. Freaking aluminum, man. They're heavy. I looked at them. I ain't damaging those. But hey, whatever. That's what they're paying me to do. The problem is I got $25 for a tarp job that took 4.5 hours. Not enough pay for that. Maybe it's because I'm inexperienced. Maybe I'll get better with time. I don't know. But all I know is I was dead tired. It didn't help the fact that their loading bay faced west. And as the sun came down, it was right in the bay. Okay? And, of course, their loading bay is part of their manufacturing facility, so it was god-awful hot in there to start with. And that sun beating in there made it worse. And to top it all off, so for anybody coming here who's got respiratory problems, don't come here. They got graphite floating in the air everywhere because they use it in their processes. I mean, it's literally everywhere. You can see it floating in the air. And you breathe it in it. I mean, I wish I had a gas mask or something. When I got done, I got in the truck and did what I habitually been doing for the last 2 days, is blow my nose. When I pulled the Kleenex away, getting ready to fold it over to blow again, I noticed that the entire inside was black. And it was from the graphite. It took me 20 minutes of blowing my nose to stop having black snot. And then when I came over here to this little truck stop, it's not really a truck stop, it's a gas station with some truck parking up the street. I went inside to wash my hands, and I ended up washing my face too, and the sink was just black. I mean, I was covered. It looked like I was wearing blackface. It was so bad. I mean, I still have stuff on me. I could feel it in my beard. There's nowhere to wash. So the sun's going down. Before I go to sleep, I'm going to step out on the back deck and get some of my bottles of water and wash my head off. It'll be cold, but I don't care. And get some of that crap off my head. And I'll sleep on top of the covers again tonight. It's supposed to be in the 70s, so it should be all right. Well, so much for getting my truck into Little Rock to get it looked at and fixed. Oh, well, maybe next week. Had no idea. I was supposed to be home, scheduled for home this week, but I guess that's not happening. I'm honestly thinking that they gave this load to me by accident. There were 3 of us there at Edmond, and I got this one, and one of the guys got a deadhead to the yard in Fort Smith to pick up a loaded trailer that had whatever destination that was going to pass through Little Rock. I think that was meant for me, because my planner had told the ALMs that I was supposed to come in so I could get my truck fixed. Oh well. They don't want to get me in. They could deal with me idling if it gets too hot. So, that's that. I'm sorry this video is so long. I figured it'd be a short one today, but I had to rant a little bit about this one. I'll tell you this much. This tarp job literally took it out of me. I mean, I am just blown, wiped out. I am so tired I don't even want to eat. Don't even want to eat. But I got to eat something or I'll get sick. So, there's a pizza place across the street. I may walk over and get me a pan pizza. But hell, it's almost 9 o'clock. Probably too late for that. And I got to get up at 4 so I can get out of here. So I can make my appointment on time at 7:30 precisely on Friday morning. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. 800 something miles. That's what? 16 hours? 15, 16 hours? Depending on traffic. And half of that's going to be cutting through the backwoods of Alabama. Oh, yeah. So, I'll keep you posted. Click subscribe, follow me, listen to my whining, because God knows I'm on the roll right now, and just to see what's going on. Hopefully things will get better. It's only 3 weeks since I've started here, and this is only my 2nd week in the truck. So hopefully things will be getting better, and maybe I'll lose a few more pounds and be able to handle some of this. But then again, probably starting in the summer is not the best thing to do. So click subscribe, follow me. I think I already said that. Oh well. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the comments below, or email me. See me on TTR, and I will get some sleep and talk to y'all tomorrow.